Alrighty, welcome back, Vet Science. So I kind of went through a lot of information in that last video, just some key definitions. So if you are struggling or you want a refresher, you can always go back to that or email me with questions. I am going to have you watch today's brain break. It's actually pretty educational. So I'm going to link that in the playlist. So I'd expect that you please watch that, even though I'm not asking you to take notes on it. So now we're going to go with the flow. We're going to talk about the general path blood takes throughout the heart. Okay, so you're going to have to kind of follow along with me, and we'll go from there. So the first step, deoxygenated blood, so that means without oxygen, enters the blood or enters the right atrium through the inferior or superior vena cava. Remember, the superior vena cava takes in blood from above the heart, inferior is from below. This deoxygenated blood then passes through the tricuspid valve into the right ventricle. From there, the deoxygenated blood passes through the pulmonary valve into the pulmonary artery. Step 4, the pulmonary artery delivers the deoxygenated blood to the lungs to become oxygenated. So the blood becomes oxygenated within the lungs. It's kind of the way to remember it. Step 5, oxygenated blood from the lungs then travels to the left atrium through the pulmonary veins. Step 6, oxygenated blood passes through the bicuspid or mitral valve into the left ventricle. And lastly, oxygenated blood passes through the aortic valve into the aorta and is then distributed out towards the body. So you probably were a little bit confused when I was going left and right and kind of back and forth in the anatomy section in the beginning, but I kind of did that intentionally in the way that blood flows and try to introduce those different terms and vocabulary words in the way in which they would appear in your body. So I said a lot of things about valves and vessels in there, and the one thing I want you to remember is the order in which these valves and vessels occur within blood flow. So the acronym I want you to remember is to push babies or me around. Tricuspid valve is the first valve in which blood enters. Then we go into the pulmonary, the bicuspid, and the aortic. To push babies or me around. We're going to stop there for now, and we'll talk about the layers of the heart next.